This video will explain how to visualize objects in Gemini, specifically, how to set the floor display options, and how to use the 3D World toolbar. First, open the How to Visualize Objects in Gemini.vcmx. This section will explain about the floor display option settings. A floor on the 3D world can be set by going to the File tab, Options, and clicking Display. Background color sets the background color. Floor visibility displays the floor when selected. Grid visibility displays the grid when selected. Floor color sets the floor color. Floor reflection sets the rate of floor reflection. Auto Resize Floor, when selected, automatically sets the floor size based on the position of components on the 3D world. When not selected, floor size is enabled and the size can be set manually. The World Origin Frame, when selected, displays the 3D world origin as a frame. After changing the settings, press the OK button on the bottom right of the screen to apply the floor display option settings. To not reflect the changes to the settings, press the Cancel button, or press the arrow button on the top left. Now we will see what happens to the 3D world floor when we change the settings. Display the grid lines on the 3D world by selecting the Grid Visibility checkbox and pressing the OK button on the bottom right of the screen. The grid lines on the 3D world are now displayed. Set the rate of floor reflection. Go to the File tab, Options, Display, and slide the scroll bar next to Floor Reflection to the right until it reads 0.20. Press the OK button on the bottom right of the screen. This reflects the components on the 3D world on the floor as though there is light touching the components. Now we will return the grid visibility and floor reflection settings back to their original state. Go to the File tab, Options, Display, and deselect the Grid Visibility checkbox. Slide the scroll bar next to Floor Reflection to the left until it reads 0. Press the OK button on the bottom right of the screen. This removes the grid lines and the floor reflection. This section will explain each function of the 3D World toolbar. The All function moves the current viewpoint to a viewpoint where all components on the 3D world are visible. To return the camera back to the center after changing the 3D world viewpoint, click the All icon. The 3D world viewpoint will be returned to the center. Now we will change the viewpoint of the 3D world again. This time, we will press the Control key and the F key together. Pressing these keys together works in the exact same way as clicking the All icon. The Fill Selected function moves the viewpoint to a position where selected components are displayed magnified. This function will do nothing if clicked with no components selected. Selecting the black component and clicking the Fill Selected icon magnifies the selected black component and displays it in the center of the screen. This works with multiple components. Press the All icon to display all of the components on the 3D world screen. Select the black component, and while pressing the Control key, select the red component. Pressing the Fill Selected icon magnifies the center point among all selected components and displays it in the center of the screen. Selecting the red component while pressing the Control key again deselects the red component. Pressing the Fill Selected icon here magnifies the previously selected black component and brings it to the center of the screen. The Headlight function adds a light source facing the same way as the current viewpoint. Using this function allows you to see components more clearly from any angle as the light source adds lighting. The Orthographic function turns the 3D world orthographic projection display on and off. Orthographic projection is one method of displaying a three-dimension object in a two-dimensional view, allowing for an accurate representation of an object's shape, height, width, and depth. Select any block geo, and while selected, go to the Manipulation group, click Move, and drag the block. As you can see on the screen, the block has moved upwards, however it now appears smaller compared to the other blocks. Click Orthographic on the 3D World toolbar. Now, the previously moved block appears the same size as the other blocks. The Render Mode function affects how components are visualized on the 3D world, such as component lines, material surfaces, and edges. Press the Ctrl key and the N key to delete the current layout. Go to the eCatalog window, Models by Type, Layouts, and double-click Machine Tending. By changing the Render Mode setting, the layout display on the 3D world will change. Within the Render Mode function, the available modes are Wireframe, All Edges Shaded, Face Edges Shaded, X-Ray Shaded, Shaded, Material Shaded, Realistic Shaded, and Realistic Edge Shaded. This setting can be changed in accordance with use. The Render Mode function can also be set when exporting the layout as image data by going to the Home tab, Export, and clicking Image. The Frame Types function displays selected frames on the 3D world. Frames can also be displayed by clicking the triangle icon. The displayable frames are robot bases, robot tools, robot world frames, robot positions, and frames. This setting can be changed in accordance with use. Note that the robot positions refers to the robot's movement position in robot routine found in the Program tab. The Position Frame Display Options function displays selected robot position frame labels. This concludes the explanation on how to visualize objects in Gemini. Thank you for watching.